Hello, and great job writing this essay for your Ielts preparation. Let's get straight into what you have written to see what you've done. Computers are now used in all areas of business and education. They are used in hospitals, and they are used to drive trains and fly planes. They are used in many forms of home entertainment. Some people say we rely too heavily on computers and worry about how far the use of computers will go in the future. What are your views on this topic? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your experience. Okay. Widespread use of computer technologies nowadays, in my opinion, it is a logical and expectable consequence of human evolution as well as industrial development. All right, a couple of minor changes here. First of all, widespread is one word, and you're missing the word use. So the collocation here that we're used to seeing is widespread use of computer technologies nowadays, in my opinion, is illogical. You don't need it because all of this is already your subject. So the it is not necessary. So is a logical and expected is the correct word here, not expectable, but expected consequence of human evolution as well as industrial development. Therefore, I strongly believe that a rapid rise. Now, you've got a noun, so you modify it with an adjective. Rapid, not rapidly. All right. So that a rapid rise of the IT sphere, because it's just one, and using technology of its such as computers, smartphones, networks, and so on, only will help and support humankind development. Okay. So here, what do we need to do? I strongly believe that a rapid rise of the IT sphere and using products of its, and using its products such as computers, smartphones, and networks, and so on, will only help, okay, so reverse this, and support humankind's development. Here you needed an apostrophe S. Okay, so it's a variety of changes here, mostly some grammar things, but nothing that can't be dealt with. Okay. There is no doubt that these days computers have taken places everywhere in all people's areas and ways of life. All right, again, there is some awkwardness here, which reduces the communicative effect of your essay. So let's say instead, there is no doubt that these days computers have kind of taken hold everywhere, or have computers exist everywhere, something. But this is not accurate. In all people's areas, that also doesn't make sense. What do you mean by all people's areas? I think it would have just been better to say in all areas of life. Okay? First and foremost, it is certainly true that IT has deeply integrated, has become deeply integrated or has deeply integrated itself in manufacturing and science, making difficult calculations, plural, and handling solid blocks of information. Checking different math models, no apostrophe S here, and assisting, no moreover, management, no S, in decision making, providing responsible people with well-timed recommendations, to name but a few. This also is awkward here. It doesn't fit in the way that I think you want it to fit, so you would really need to revise this sentence a bit. The other point to be taken into account is that personal workstations in each office today are, because workstations are like a pen for employers a few years ago. It is definitely the case that we use computers in our work routine. Needless to say that having a few main applications directly related to our job duties, our laptops are full of essential software such as Microsoft Office Pack, for example, without which we would not consider any of our PCs. Okay, now check this out. Let's look where this sentence started. It started all the way over here, and look where it ends. It ends like 3 lines down. So at some point, I actually lost the meaning. This is the kind of sentence that I would have to reread at least twice. to understand what you're trying to say. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't write long sentences. You should, provided that they're accurate and clear. All right, and this is where the difficulty comes in and where the challenge comes in for a lot of IELTS test takers. So let's see what you could have done here. Okay, so one thing you could have said is, it is definitely the case that we use computers in our work life, full stop. And then new sentence. Needless to say, we have a few main applications directly related to our job duties on our laptops, which are full of essential software such as Microsoft Office Pack, for example, without which we would not consider any of our PCs. All right, this still is a little awkward, but at least grammatically it can work. Okay, so moving on. In addition, there are plenty of mobile apps with an S in our smartphones and home stations, which obviously help us in our daily life. No requests. In our daily commitments, affairs, and needs, such as family budget and schedule, and calendars, I guess, or something like that, mailboxes and messengers. Besides, there is a dramatic impact on people using, without the of, there's a dramatic impact on people using the internet and social networks, which should not be underestimated. Generally, it has become a crucial part of our duties, such as checking mails, reading news, and so forth. Okay. Finally, undoubtedly, entertainment, in my point of view, is most associated with information technology's sphere. No. Is most associated with the information technology sphere. Full stop. Just look at the computer games sector, production movies, and 3D what just happened? Okay, so before I even get into the grammar of this last sentence, just look at this paragraph. It is really far too long. You should aim to have your body paragraphs anywhere between 5, maybe maximum 7 sentences. I haven't counted how many they are. But just take a look at this. Look at how long this paragraph is as opposed to this paragraph. So it's like here, I don't even think this is 2 sentences. You've got one paragraph which consists of 1 sentence. It's just too short compared to this, which is just enormous and really, really developed, maybe even too developed. Now, the reason why I mention this is because examiners do look to see if you've kind of balanced your answer, if you've really equally looked at both sides, okay? So just keep that in mind before I even get into the grammar of this. I just feel like you have a lot of disjointed ideas. You're trying to kind of throw every single idea that you have into your essay. But remember that writing an IELTS essay is as much about what you don't include as it is what you do include. So what you do include should stick together, should create a cohesive whole, and be focused really on one central idea. Okay. Opponents of such a sharp increase think that a possible revolution in creating artificial intelligence, no article here, could definitely lead to rebellion against humankind, no the. But I do not support this opinion, since there are people who create the machines and program their metal brains, comma, adding special emergency instructions and barriers of such hazardous misbehavior. Really, you definitely need to develop this further. I mean, I'm glad that you refuted the argument, that you said why you disagree with it, but you really needed to develop it more. Okay, to summarize, I'm sure that in the near future, no nearest, in the near future, we might see that IT will be at least everywhere, moreover, probably in our bodies and brains. Therefore, better to accept this and try to get a maximum effect from this deployment. Not really crazy about this word here, but okay. All right, so I've given you some feedback regarding the structure, about grammar. Those for me were the biggest problems, and kind of the way you balanced your 2 paragraphs. So you're on the right track, but you definitely do need to continue writing. Do please keep getting feedback in order to improve. It's really the best way at this point to get you on the right track in order to prepare. So best of luck. Good job with this, but definitely keep on writing in order to get to the level you need to be.